3. It says, we will place Nigeria on irreversible path of economic expansion with another 4 years. And that's coming from the president saying as he gets certificate of return for winning APC presidential primary. And of course, on the front page, we have a thank you all note from the president, taking some of the inside stories, starting with stories on page 2. Africa's 2.8 billion population growth, but 10 severe socioeconomic crises, Obaseki warns. I says co-nations explore Edo best model for education transformation. Dim indoor lighting may be driving global rise in myopia, and that's according to a study. NTAA, that's the Nigeria Aviation Authority, places 11 airlines on no pay, no service list. Nigerian pilgrims join others as 2026 Hajj commences today. And on page 3, we will place Nigeria on irreversible path of economic expansion. Tinubu reassures Nigerians. Rivals cause 1 vote in home state. Floods Osifo for presidential ticket. And that's all on page 3. Lagos seals 239 facilities, arrests 931 people in environmental crackdown. ADC faction endorses Dumebi Kachiko presidential candidate, produces new NWC. And that's all on that page. Moving on to page 4 and 5, talking of business and economy. Trade. 70% of port stakeholders trying to circumvent single window system, and that's coming from Fakolade, says 39,039 licenses, permits received in 8 weeks. Nigerians dividend over ginger exports crash. Missed opportunity as more Nigerians gear up for cow bones exports to China. Chinese ambassador advocates for zero tariff policy. Marketers lament as cooking gas price hits 1,500 naira per kilogram, 26 million naira per 20 milliton. And that's on page 5. Nigeria, Rwanda air partner to accelerate export routes under AFCFTA trade minister. Cardoso reaffirms commitment to orthodox monetary policy, transparency in growing economy. Right to strike is not absolute, NECA cautions amid ICJ advisory opinion. Crude oil, Niger whose Dangote Group over exploration at Bida Basin. And that's all on the page. Still on business and economy. Tinubu's 65.9 trillion naira debt in 24 months exceeds 5 times Nigeria's total borrowing in 55 years. And that's coming from OE. It says with 159.23 trillion naira current debt, every Nigerian owes 670,000 naira. Nigeria mobilizes $1.2 billion private investment, converts 100,000 vehicles to CNG in 1 year. CBN to support banks unable to meet recapitalization regulatory requirements. And that's all on page 6. Moving on to page 16, INEC should sanction illegal advertisement in 2027. And that's coming from OAAN president. What we planned to achieve in SCORD Hackathon 3.0, and that's coming from Habari Pay Boss. Moving on to more stories on the back page. On politics, suspense drama of Kwara APC governorship primary. And that's on page 21. More political stories. Political realignment deepens as APM holds Oyo Southwest Congresses. Adegbero retains Oyo APM chairmanship. Omwa Jorosun denies endorsing Oyo APM gubernatorial candidate. Why I mobilized Oyo APC members for Tinubu, and that's coming from the former Minister of Power, Adelabu. Protest rocks Akoko over APC reps primary crises. And on page 25, where we have some crime reports gunmen kill 3, abduct 15 during vigil in Kwara. That was another sad story we heard about yesterday, in the early hours of yesterday. NDLEA intercept Chinese grandma with large illicit drug consignment at Lagos Airport. Arrest building engineer. One other with opioid cocaine recovers 2.1 billion naira tapentadol pills from India. Troops rescue 92 civilians, defuse terrorist roadside bombs in Borno State. Military alone cannot end insecurity in the north, and that's coming from Hamadu Bello Foundation. Ondo seeks stronger child protection amid rising abuse cases. Lagos government empowers 1,000 creatives to accelerate economic growth. Hands-off traders affair, rights group tells Oyo commissioner. NSCDC obtains court order to seal company allegedly involved in vandalism of railway facilities. $460 million Abuja CCTV project. No record of local contractors, and that's coming from the federal government. NCDC declares high Ebola importation risk. PFN demand end to killings, insecurity, says Victory International Church joint calls on government prompt action. And on the back page where we have some sports stories. Arsenal crowned EPL champions. Enugu Rangers are MPFL kings as 3SC regain continental tickets after 27 years. And I will say big congratulations to them. And that's all on the Nigerian Tribune. Florence.
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much. I have with me the Vanguard newspaper, and on the front page, 2027, 31 APC governors endorsed Tinubu with 10.99 million votes. We won't allow opposition with no clear vision to take Nigeria backwards, says the president. Still on the Vanguard, absence of insurance cover for airports exposes federal government to losses compensation claims. Nigeria at high risk of Ebola virus importation. And that's all we have on the front page this morning. Now moving on to the inside stories. We have on page 5, 2027, 31 APC governors endorsed Tinubu with 10.99 million votes. We won't allow oppositions with no clear vision to take Nigeria backward, says Tinubu. Our primary, a dress rehearsal for main poll, Yiwata, Atiku Amechi, non-fate today in ADC. On the People's Talk on xenophobia attacks against Nigeria and South Africa, how federal government should respond. Moving on from that, we have on page 6, suspected gunmen shot after opening fire near White House. Terrorists kill 3, abduct 15 worshippers during church vigil in Kwara State. Why we raped, killed Imo student nurse, says a suspect. Police bust 7.8 billion drug syndicate, reject 500 million bribe. Would go on a commercial break, and then the Vanguard newspaper continues.
It's up to architect Bisola and builder Brian to rebuild the city.
We'll need some help. Let's get up and go!
You'll need more Cowbell Choco to complete your mission.
To get up and go, give them Cowbell Choco.
Super Malt Multivitamin Active Teens. Super Malt Multivitamin Active Teens. Shine on.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point oh.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point, Oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land at Sure Banker. Progress na small wind where they carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mogo Bible.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money Point, made for your progress.
Welcome back. It's still AM120. So, continuing from where we stopped, on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, troops rescue 92 civilians in fierce battle with Boko Haram terrorists. Police bust 7.8 billion naira drug syndicate, rejects 500 million bribe. Still on page 6 of the Vanguard, police arrest 17 suspected cultists in Anambra. NDLEA nabs 63-year-old Chinese grandma with 31 kg Canadian loud. Moving on to page 7, families adopt cow sharing strategies as cost of meat rises. On page 8, we have Nigeria at high risk of Ebola virus importation, says NCDC. Surveillance tightens across borders, airports, and hospitals. Lagos raises alert level. Still on page 8, 1992, how power brokers tried to drag me back to Asorok, and this is coming from Gowon. Nigeria's ambassador to U.S., Kayode, are present letters of credence to Trump. On page 9, NCAA, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, cracks down on 11 airlines over deaths. Article to ADC, Nigeria needs president who can govern, not just trend online. Africa has no reason to be poor, says Peter Obi. Still on page 9, NECA warns against misreading ICJ decision on strike rights. Moving on to that, more stories. Now in politics, APC primary, Tinubu repeats 10.99 million votes in 2027 polls. APC is now derailing points. The competition is very long and high, and thousands are buying nomination forms. That's showing great acceptance nationwide. Still on the Vanguard this morning, moving on to page 12, we have importers pay 100 naira daily demurrage over NSW delays, says custom agents. Why Nigeria keeps losing revenue at Seme border, and this is coming from Sheyi Adeyemo. Still on the Vanguard, moving on from that, we have on page 14, manufacturers dump diesel for gas as energy cost rises. FG to sanction MDA's floating Nigeria first policy on vehicle procurement. Still on the Vanguard, we have retirees, employers demand lifetime protection, transport cards, and welfare reforms. Moving on from that, we have on page 16 some more politics stories. APC presidential primaries, turnout reflects confidence in Tinubu's leadership. 2027 PDP picks Adebutu as Ogun governor candidate. Worsening terror pushing Nigerians to brink, and this is coming from the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, says politicians focused on winning polls than crushing terrorists. Still on the page 16, we have $460 million Abuja CCTV. Serap takes task FG to name local contractors. Amnesty International blames federal government for Oyo Borno school adoption. On page 17, we have Tinubu reforms restoring investors' confidence in security strength. Anambra introduces free blood screening as measure to tackle hypertension. Moving on from that, we have more stories to take on the Vanguard. Let's move on to page 28 now. ADC primary, ex-River SSG emerges gubernatorial candidate as Dagogo claims victory. Nigeria accounts for 40% global fistula burden, says expert. FG moves to prevent spread, offers free treatment. Still on page 28, we have FG approved certification for 5 deep seaports. Okay, moving on from that, we have on page 29, on a fault go on over palm tree war comment. Still on page 29, we have Nweke urges politicians to stop using roads, hospitals as campaign policies. We'll now take some stories on the sports segment of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Ian Acho keen to extend Selik's stay. I'm ready to face Moreno, says Flick declares. Family friends remember Mukaila Tonda, Balogun's wife. Son calls on government to keep family legacy alive. Still on the sports segment, Mbappe equals Messi, Ronaldo's rare milestone. And at the back of the page, we still have some stories. We have NPFL, Enugu Rangers with 9 titles equals Eyimba's record. And that's what we have on the Vanguard this morning.
All right, thank you very much, Florence. I mean, it's also good to note that a column this morning on the Nigerian Tribune was blacked out in mourning for Mr. Michael Oyedokun, the mathematics teacher at Community High School at Hore, CNL Orire local government area of Oyo State, who was abducted with 45 others on Friday, May 15, 2026, and was beheaded on Sunday, May 17, 2026 by terrorists. When teachers are no longer safe, civilization itself is under warning. May his soul rest in peace. May God comfort his family, colleagues, students, and community. And may Nigeria find courage to become a functional and secure state. That's all we have for you on the newspaper review this morning. We'll be right back after taking the weather reports, and we'll head straight to our interview segment. Please stay with us.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Thank you very much for staying with us. This morning, we will be talking security, still looking at the incident that happened in Oyo State 10 days ago. It's been 10 days now, yes, and we still have teachers and pupils in captivity. But before we talk about what we have for you this morning, let's take a look at the security reports. We'll be right back.
Security remains one of the major concerns confronting Nigeria as incidents of kidnapping, armed attacks, and other criminal activities continue to leave citizens living in fear and sleeping with one eye open. The recent abduction incident in Orire local government area of Oyo State has further highlighted the need for proactive security measures to safeguard lives and property. Stakeholders say the development underscores the need for stronger security surveillance and closer cooperation between local communities and security agencies. Speaking on the situation, a military veteran and former Osun State Governor, Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola, emphasized the importance of collective responsibility in addressing insecurity, noting that security should not be left to government and security agencies alone.
One thing is certain. When a situation like the insecurity plaguing our country, when it occurs, it calls for every hand to be on deck to tackle it. There are so many of these veterans who have undergone specialized training in tackling this kind of situation. There's nothing wrong tapping into their expertise.
Some stakeholders also called for improved welfare and support for security personnel, while urging governments at all levels to invest more in intelligence gathering and community policing initiatives.
We have to be proactive. First, information. Like they say, when you see something, say something. Yes, you see a strange face in your community, in your environment. Take interest. Don't just take it for granted. Report it to appropriate authority.
Insecurity is not something you take from the air. You must uproot it. You must know, where is this thing coming from? What are we not doing well? Like one thing. Why is it easy for bandits to recruit retired personnel? Because they are not well taken care of. What have you provided for people when they are in the system? So that when they leave, they are discouraged from looking left or right.
The problem with the generality of the people is that you see something negative, instead of saying something, you behave as if it does not concern you. But security is everybody's business. So whatever you see that you think is not right, you must quickly alert either the security agencies or somebody you feel can get through to the security agencies and bring that to their notice.
Others also advise residents to remain vigilant and security conscious at all times, stressing the importance of reporting suspicious movements and activities to appropriate authorities.
Probably the way forward is for our leaders to be a bit more conscious. If they can make attempts to reduce corruption in governance and in our ways of lives, and for individuals to practice ethical self-regulation. If you are put in charge of something, do it well so that the country can move forward. Nigeria has too much potential to fail.
The government is trying its best, but I think they are not trying enough. They should empower Amoteku. What they have is not adequate for what we have. And we shouldn't be seeing them around town. We should cooperate our local hunters. They know the terrain. We should encourage them, bring them. It's not one man's business. You need a cooperation of everybody.
The respondents believe that lasting solutions will require commitment from both government and citizens through sustained vigilance, unity in the fight against crime, and timely action to ensure safer communities for all.
For staying with us. Yes, that was a report on security, and of course people airing their opinion on the recent incidents in Oyo State. This morning we'll be talking about terror attacks, Orire Idianyure abductions, and to do justice, we have Alhaji Lasisi Adetunji Esquire. He's the former chairman, Nigerian Legion, Oyo State Command. Alhaji, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
It's good to have you, sir.
Thank God.
I think it's just good to note that the Defense Headquarters has stated that the recent abduction incident in Oyo State was carried out by terrorists displaced from other parts of the country due to intensified military operations. Also last week, we heard of the abduction of 2 members of staff at Crane. Before we engage Alhaji this morning, we have a commercial break and we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Home. It's shared moments lived in the now.
Home. It's when concussion rice comes to the rescue, when your homies arrive for sports night or girls hangout.
Home is the moment we live and what's in the pots. After all, what's home without food? That's why we say, let's go home. There's food at home.
Yes, thank you very much for staying with us. We have Alhaji Lasisi Adetunji, the former chairman, Nigerian Legion, Oyo State Command. Alhaji, looking at the recent incident that has befallen us in Oyo State, the abductions of the school children, the teachers, and of course, we saw last week one of the teachers was killed. Yeah. We also heard of the abduction at Crane, 2 members of staff at their staff quarters. In fact, at the moment, some of their colleagues are raising funds because ransom has been requested. What do you make of this security issue we are currently dealing with in Oyo State?
Wow, it's general. It's not peculiar to Oyo alone, and we should expect it because it's in the country. We have been saying for long that these people that you are attacking in the north, they will run to south. A reasonable person should know that if somebody is attacking you in a place, you have to decide to run away from that place, and you will run for your safety. They ran for their safety and settled down with us. They've been with us for long. This is not the first time. You remember what happened in January 7 at Old Oyo Park, which is at that Orire local government too. They did the same thing. They killed 5 security guards, 5 forestry guards there. Are we not saying it's not coordinated? It's not new. It depends on the way our people are handling it. If we are not proactive, this is what we shall be saying. Because there is no way that you can say that this thing will be over if it's not once and for all attacked and faced once and for all, and let us know that we want to fight it. We are in war.
How will it be faced once and for all?
That's what I'm saying. We should get them, we should face them rightly. That is, let us hand be on ground. Let all those people who are supposed to do the job. Not only security men, even our people too, they are concerned. Effectiveness of intelligent gathering matters. Because these people are not evil. They are not coming from sky. They are in the bush. They live with them. We heard that they came out to buy bread for 30,000. They buy beans for 30,000. Going where? People selling for them. Are they not Nigerians too? Are they not the natives? So all these things is things that is collaboration. They collaborate together to be effective. And that is why they see a safer place and they settle down there. Otherwise, you continue to count Idianyure, count Orire. I pray we don't count another one this morning too.
Amen. I mean, that's a huge prayer. We are praying right there. But when you say we should face them head on,
yes, with all
are you
things
saying
that
our military personnel are not doing enough? Is that what that statement implies?
It is the government. I don't say the military. It is the government. That's the way the government wants them to handle it. If the government is serious about it, the way they handle the one that, okay, the defense is now saying that those people that they have faced very well in the north, they are the one, the remaining of them that the one ran to the south. Can't we continue that mobilizing? Can't we continue that aggressive attack? If you begin to say somebody today, for instance, you know what happened the day the first of us abducted these people. The second day, you see how terrible the thing was when they said they located they got their location. And you know what happened there. But by now, it has gotten worse because the more you give chance for somebody to settle down and begin to think, the more difficult for you. And we are now at the weaker side of the rope, you see. And that is why they say they are not going to negotiate with individuals, they are going to negotiate with the government because they want money from the government. They know the government must do. Why can't government do this time? If government has done what it's supposed to do at the right time, that is, employ, and then there was a senator who said we should bury our arrogance, and then we should call the international bodies to help us, all other countries that are civilized and others who has all this, we will have to do it. We should call for help. This is getting out of hand, and that is why the one that the US and the Nigerian Army did the other time successfully is because of the wayweather, is because of know-how of where the target is. Otherwise, if we don't have this thing, you cannot get it done. So the government is not ready. If the government is ready, I think they will do it. That's the way I look at it.
The defense headquarters coming out to say, the terrorists that attacked Orire local government are displaced terrorists.
Yes.
That means they've been, sent out of a particular state, of a particular community, and they are looking for where else to settle.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, when we talk of being proactive, how? Because we have our Amotekun Corps here in the Southwest. I know. Equipped. What did you say, sir?
They are not equipped to the standard. They are not equipped. Which Amotekun? The type of Amotekun we suppose, it is the name you are looking at. What about the group? They are not equipped. The Amotekun we want, if the type of recruitment, the type of people you are going to recruit to be Amotekun, you should know the type of people, interested people who are ready to do the job, not political Amotekun.
Are you saying the current Amotekun we have are not interested in the job? Are you saying they are being politically used? I'm
saying that most of them are politically recruited into the corps. They did not follow the due process of recruitment of force.
But we see Amotekun doing a lot of work in Oyo State.
I don't say all of them. I say some of them are politically recruited. What I mean is that they are only brought in by people. First, when you want to do what we call security job, number one, you should be interested in the job. If you are not interested in a particular job, you don't do it well. You don't mind what we will face there. As we are talking now, we've got people who are now joining the army. With the war that is going on within us, people are still joining. So what I mean is, if you see the people that are interested to do a particular job, we do it, than some people that they will just give a note, go and join them. Join who? You will not do well.
So you mentioned that, the terrorists are displaced, the attack was from displaced terrorists. But how are we now unintentionally pushing these terrorists to safer areas? And how do we curtail it? How do we manage it without spreading them to places that are considered, somewhat safe?
We are saying the same thing. If they are containing them in the north, why not in the whole country? Is it not Nigeria state we are talking about? What is the pride in it?
At the beginning of the year, we did not think that, this thing was going to...
It should be. You should expect it. Why do you say that? Somebody running from north will not come to south? It's normal. It's normal. They are with us here. Some of them come to preserve their life. Some come to spy. So these are the type of thing. When the time comes, he will use his own intelligence to go and join the other people. The madness that we did is that the people that they say they have caught, the other time we say they surrendered, they said they radicalized them.
The radicalization.
How? For how many months? How do you do it? Is that their job to do? Then they brought them into the army. They deny it. Violently that time that they did not. What are we saying now? We saw one of them who went away with our rifle and the weapon and the ammunition. Is it not on the network? We saw it.
So let's look at this now, the effect that this will have on the government. Why is it that children, schools are now being targeted? And how do we, manage this so that we don't shut down schools again? Because right now, everywhere is not safe. People are scared of, taking their children to school. There's unrest in the city and everything.
It's everywhere now, not only in that place. Even at Ibadan too. Nobody is safe. we should try to. What happened is that, I've already said it. Once you are not proactive for something, and your own is just to take action, you prepare for war in peacetime. You don't prepare for war at battleground. It's not possible. This is what is affecting us. Once this thing happens, they will go and relax. You will not see any security arrangement again. Not to say that every place will be manned by soldiers or police. No. There are jobs to be done among the populace, where you can gather your own intelligence. But as we have got it now, I think we are lucky. They say they are going to negotiate with the governor. I think we had that.
Is that the right step? Are we supposed to negotiate with terrorists?
Oh, subhanallah. Where we got to now, the stage we are now, if you don't do that now, these people in the bush, what are they going to be saying, the families? They will say you are careless. I think there was, I can't remember that in the 60s I read one literature book from Shakespeare, Merchant of Venice. He said can't you do a little bad to correct the worst? Okay? A little bad we can do now is to give what they need, negotiate with them, get out your own.
But Alhaji, when we keep negotiating,
we not keep
don't you think it will continue to happen?
My sister, I don't support negotiation. I said it weeks before the last that there is nothing like negotiation. But the time for that has gone. The time for that has gone because of the situation we met ourselves now. We will have not done that if we are proactive, if we use all the arsenals with us that time to attack them and get these people out. But it's getting late. Because of that, people will call you bad name. If you say you don't, they will call the governor in a bad name. So that's why I say, first of all, can't you do a little bad to correct the worst? That little bad, what they are demanding is within the government to pursue. Let them get that one, and then we now...
Let's look at the stats. Don't you feel like we are going to continue?
It depends on the government. It depends on the way we handle it. If we continue to handle it the way we are handling it in the north, they will continue. I think you know how much they say we have spent this morning. When I read it from one prof, who said we have spent about 2 trillion on this bandit negotiation.
Ransom
payment in this country. Yes, that's what we have been doing. And that is why they are here. We are not the only first country they attack. 2015, they were in Kenya. This thing happened.
Yeah, we are
seeing... Did you hear anything like that again?
It's looking like a chain in Africa. Just as you mentioned Kenya now, and it seems like we are not hearing of that anymore.
No,
but we also have some African countries who are also going through, this spate of insecurity we are going through. Now, why do we, it looks like for the past few years, Nigeria is the worst hit right now. It's becoming like they are fueling the fire. Why is that so for Nigeria? But before you answer that question, Alhaji, we have a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as sure banker. Progress na small win where they carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Go Bible.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
Home. It's where the aroma begins its joyful parade.
Hearts and bellies filled with
sizzling beef stew, smoky jollof and chicken, eforiro with better cow leg.
Delicious afang, correct nkwobi made with onga.
Amala, begiri and wedu.
Abula you mean? Pepper soup, correct banga and starch with fresh fish.
right, thank you very much for staying with us. Alhaji, before we went on that break, we're talking about why Nigeria is currently worst hit.
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong? Is it our borders? Is it our security? What exactly is wrong? How, were we too relaxed for this much penetration to have happened into Nigeria?
No, Nigeria accommodated it. It's a safer place for them. We have made it a business as usual. And nobody is being punished for anything. We did NEN, we did BVN, we did all these. Nothing worked. All this money they are taking from us that they used to buy the arms and all the rest, where are they passing through? Where are the people who engage in their financial supporters, who help them? Did you hear anything against them? This is a place where anything goes. Nobody cares. And that is why politics is everywhere now. Do you see them talking about security again? They are busy for 2027. I don't know how many people will remain. And you know what our president of Senate said the other time, that this will go down next year after election. You hear that language.
Should such statements be made?
So those students must be the boost till after 2027 election.
We've also seen a lot of elections happen in Nigeria, and we do not really see this spate of insecurity coming down. Of course, this is it's not new. But for the Senate president to have made such statement, do you think there might be an iota of, calm, truth after elections?
How can I be talking of 2027 when I'm in 2026? Do they prepare for 2027 that thing will come down? It is yesterday that creates today now. It is today that will tell you what tomorrow will be. Do they prepare anything for next year? What are the strategies they put in place that thing will not happen in 2027? It's going to be doubled. It's going to be doubled with the stage we are. That's why I say I don't know. Those who we concern today, I don't know. Only God knows.
When we see...
They operated in Kwara yesterday.
Yes, they did. When we talk of, I think we should talk of the lapses in our intelligence now. Looking at the abduction that happened in Orire local government, we hear sometimes, when issues like this are about to happen, residents hear. They listen. There are side talks. There are rumors. They come as rumors. But was it that there was, it was an immediate strike? Was it that residents did not know about it, or, they just decided not to be vigilant enough?
Which resident didn't know? They pasted a notice that we are coming to you in Yoruba language and in English language. Which resident didn't know?
That's what I'm talking about, the intelligence. Lapses in our intelligence. Then what is wrong exactly with our people? Sometimes we feels like we take things with levity. We do not take it seriously.
And that is why we meet ourselves now.
Is that also an issue of trust between the people and our security personnel?
Where do you see the trust? I mean, you see, when you are talking of security, security is not that of government alone. You secure yourself before you say you want to secure others. Those people who are coming, they are not ghosts. They are human beings. They all have their hands. The other time they said they caught 6 of them who are informants. Yes. What information have they got from them?
I mean, we are still expecting...
We are still expecting the 10th day. Today is 11th day, or you call it. What are we expecting? It's repetition of the same. When we continue to do the same thing the way we are doing it, we are going to see the same results. That's why I say somebody who told you that in 2017, this thing will vanish. How? What magic is he going to use after that? What magic? Do they put any extra security on ground that people have seen? No. I told you when they killed on January 7th, when I told you that they killed these guys, after that, what other efforts are government put in place in that place that we see that this thing is being checked? That we see that something has happened. It's not. The one we are talking of, is it the first time? No. No. So the other time they said the governors, they met last year in November or something like that. What is their communique? This thing is not a rocket launcher. They should work together. It's respective of their political linings. They should work together. We join together from here to Asijire. Also, we take it from here to the other place. We take it from here to Ogumake. Ogun take it. Very simple thing. Instead of revolvers spending that they are making, if they pump this money into security, the lives and the property first, before you think of political earnings. I think that is the way we are messing it up. The money is now just being given to politics, and that is why you see they lay emphasis on political something.
Now let's look at this thing from the standpoint of the federal government, because we know that the state government have, they've been trying their best, they've been making moves. What is the federal government doing in regards to this situation?
The federal government is not ready to release the power. They should restructure. They should decentralize. We are talking of state police. If you have state police who are on the ground, who are nearer to the people, they will be commanded by people around them. Instead of them to do that, they will say, governor will be using it. What are you talking?
I mean, looking at how the security has deteriorated to this point.
They should decentralize.
Do you think the issue of state policing should have still not been passed by now?
I don't know what delayed it. Because of the country we met ourselves. If you say you want to restructure, they thought that you want to divide the country. That is the end. That is the thing that we make this thing to say. Let us be regionalized. Let it be. You say you are doing federalism. This is not federalism. This is not federalism in any perspective. This is not federalism. Let them restructure. Let us have this state police, and then they will man their states. If you think that is the governor will use it, leave it. Let it happen. There will be check and balances. You are talking of past things. Let us be current of what is happening nowadays. If we have the state police, join with this Amateku and all these stakeholders and all the civilian JTF that are around, let them inform them. I think the governor has signed what they call it, the one he signed the other time there. I think if you allow all these people who say they can do something, let them join. We have it in the north, they call it civilian JTF. We can still have it here too. Let other security who are non-active, non-state organization, let them join. We want to achieve our aim of securing our environment. That is all.
But now that restructuring is not on the table, regionalism is talks on regionalism is also not there, and we're having infiltration of these terrorists into other states that are termed safe.
Okay.
Now, how do we begin to secure the borders of these neighboring states?
Good. I think our government will do extra job. Our government, not a governor, the government, in the case that there should be a data. All these people calling themselves motorcyclists, Okada, and all the rest, they can be checked. Very easy. Let me give you an example. We have a check, some units will be at Adigbai, some at Alakia, some will be at Idiayore, or any sub-unit like that. Let them get a data for them, register them, so that if you are not part of us here, you can't operate here. We should know you. Since they are talking of revenue, where is that revenue now? The revenue is now going back to the bush. We are not safe. The revenue you say you have got for us is now what they are now demanding from you. You see how bad the thing is? So I think the best thing is for them to register these people that are non-native that are riding this Okada. Because some of them here you are saying that are riding Okada, they are not Nigerians. So they cannot even speak Nigerian language. They cannot. They will take you to where you want to go. They will ask you, where is the road? That's most of them that I'm seeing in the town. So I think the government will do a lot on that if they want to get it right. You can't do that rubbish in Lagos. Look, Lagos that is nearer to us. Lagos was so terrible on security before, so bad, but now go and see what happened. The thing has subsidized down because of the intelligence gathering that they have. If you can do that here too, I think we are going to get it right.
So what can we say about our country? Because, the teacher that was killed and, there was no general mourning, nothing. We still went ahead with primaries and everything just went on like it was normal. What is this saying about our country as a whole? Because teachers are, they're the one passing the knowledge to,
leaders. Those are the attitude of our leaders. They are not, that is the way they like it. And that is why the country, that is the way we want it. I think there are organizations where those people fix in, like NUT, NSC, and all the rest. I think they have a part to play. These are the times they should have listen and do something against what the attitude of government in taking care of these lives of common man as if there is nothing wrong. That's the way I look at it.
You know, but when they want to take action, it's usually strike. How do we like actually tackle it without, you know, pausing the lives of students? Because when they go on this strike, it's usually like a long stretch, 6 months, 3 months, like that. What else can we do besides, you know, them going on their long strikes?
There is nothing. You can only press on your leaders to do the right thing. What do you want to do with them? There's nothing we can do with them. It's only God who can take care of them. They are our leaders. And that is where God says we are today. Because God said that any country that they are hardened, where they are shedding blood, innocent people's blood, it will not be happy with such a country. And that's what we are facing today. Yes, innocent blood are being shed, you know. So we should respect it. Only God can come to their mind and let them think of us that they are governed.
We see a lot of these attacks happening in rural areas, and you know, it begs for questions. So, those that are living in the rural areas, what's the fate? What's their fate? It's not all of them that can actually live in urban areas, that can afford, you know, the lifestyle in urban areas. Now, what's the fate of those living in rural areas? Should they begin to live?
No. It's only if they continue, we are going to suffer it. The little that happened now, we are suffering it. You know how much they say pepper and all this in our cost. That is little. That is for last year. That's what I'm saying, that somebody who's selling you of 2027, what has he put on place? And what has he put in place in 2026? So all these things you are seeing, if care is not taken, that's why I say that of next year will be double. Yes, it's not, I'm not causing the country, no. It's scientifically proved, because you drive somebody, so nobody can be in the farm to go and do any farming activities. How do you get food? There will be food shortage, insecurity, on food security. There's nothing like that again. Unless the government intensify to put that area to make it to be safe, that is, involve them in these activities that you are doing. Let them know their own part to play by giving you the intelligent gathering that you require to protect them. That's only the way we can do it. Otherwise, they will be protected by those bandits we are talking about. Because the bandit people they use our laxity.
But we saw that happen in the north.
That's what I'm saying.
We see that happening.
Now,
and they collect tax from these people.
That is what is happening. That's what I'm saying. I say they use our laxity, the government laxity, to engage the people there and then protect them, give them money. They pay them tax before they go to their farm. They pay you remember in 2016 when Garba said that farmers did not tell them that they are going to harvest rice? Oh, funny.
All right, we have a commercial break now, and when we return, we'll continue with the conversation. Please stay with us.
Home. It's in the welcoming little hands wrapped around you in warm embrace, asking,
"What for lunch, Mommy?"
So me and Kuka. It's in the coming from me, Gida. While the foreign a delicious plate of miyan kuka.
This miyan kuka is very delicious.
All right, thank you very much for staying with us. Still talking about Oriri attack. Terror attack, abductions in Oriri and Idianyure. Alhaji, as we call it a wrap this morning, let's look at statement from the chief imam of Ogbomoso calling for death penalty for kidnappers. Says Sharia opposes forgiveness for such crime. What do you make of such statements? And do you also support, the call for killing of kidnappers or anyone perpetrating such acts?
God Almighty has said it directly that if you kill by sword, you will be killed by sword. It's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. I don't know what we are negotiating. Somebody who killed, he should be killed. Abi? I don't think it's negotiable.
So does that not put a question to the de-radicalization program, we mentioned earlier? For federal government saying they are trying to rehabilitate these terrorists back into the society.
They make mess of themselves. It's a bad practice. It is bad advice getting and then carried out by them. They deny it initially. But when things surface now, you backfired. Those people who say they surrender, you can't say that. They left their wife and their children in the bush with their brothers. They will go back surely. They are just gathering information. And when the time comes, that is why you see most of the attack we're having in the north is ambush. And you know what they call ambush? Somebody that has prepared that we are going somewhere by 7, and then they waylay you by 7:15. You are going to enter. There's no way. So it is people within that community that has given them the information. And that is why it's not good to spare them. I don't support sparing anybody.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Lasisi Adetunjet Kwaya. He's the former chairman, Nigerian Legion, Oyo State Command, who's been talking to us about terror attack, Orire, and Idi Ayure abductions. Thank you so much, Alhaji.
Pleasure.
We'll be right back with our second guest. Please stay with us.
Yes.
Thanks for staying with us. Yes, we have a security expert who is ready to continue the conversation this morning. He is Dr. Adekunle Okunwola. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
Let's assess the current security incident in Oyo State.
Yeah.
Talking of the Orire kidnap,
Yeah.
and of course Idi Ayure, where terrorists went in.
Yeah.
In fact, they are not waylaying people anymore now. They
Yeah.
are going
in, yeah.
to pick people. And two members of staff at Crane, were abducted. Give us an analysis of the security incident first before, we talk about the nitty-gritty of this conversation.
What we're witnessing in your state, especially here in Ibadan and the environs, it's a confirmation of what we had always been saying, that there's actually no place in Nigeria that is absolutely safe. That's what we're saying. The Diayure incidents, there were two separate incidences. One was when the kidnappers, 6 of them, went inside crane and abducted 2, of the staff and took them inside the bush. Another incident was, some people that are traveling to Djibouti, along that crane also, the vehicle was stopped and 2 were abducted. And we've not had anything about the 2 of them. That was kidnapped in Challenge, that was kidnapped in General Gas area. If that could be happening within Ibadan, that tells you that there is virtually no place that is safe. And what happened in Orire is quite pathetic, because we believe that the previous occurrences, kidnapping occurrences in Ibadan and in some places in Oyo State, should have alerted the government of Oyo State vis-a-vis the security outfit of Oyo State to mount a very serious security outfit in those schools, in those communities, especially schools that are, at the outskirts, very close to the bush. When I saw the picture, there was no perimeter fencing for those schools. There was no police or military attached to them. In fact, the nearest military base to that place is in Ubomosho, and we just left those children.
Would we have thought such attack would happen in your state?
Yes, it could happen anywhere. It could happen anywhere. It could happen in Lagos. It's happening in Lagos. It's been happening in Ogun State. It's been happening in Osun State.
So are you saying the state government wasn't proactive enough?
We are not proactive enough. The state government was not proactive enough. There should have been enough steps, put in place to avoid that. This issue of medicine after death that we've been deploying in our security structures in Nigeria is not helping us. The incidents will have happened, then the military, the police will now swung into action. It's not helping us. What happens to our intelligence gathering? What happens to our information sharing? What happens for preventive operations? It tells you that what the government says, that the governor of your state, there's a gap between information gathering and intelligence sharing. There's a wide gap, and security breeds on information. Security agents are not ghosts; they are human beings. It is the information that they received that they work on. So if our intelligence gathering agencies, and we have so many of them, if they are not giving the police the military information, then there is nothing the security outfits can do. So the situation is bad. It's quite bad. People are not sleeping well again, because anything can happen at any time to anybody.
We heard reports, these terrorists calling for negotiation. Now, this is for the Orire abductions. And, they are specifically saying they do not want to talk to anyone except the state governor. Now, what do you make of, when terrorists are calling for negotiation?
It's the audacity, the audacity that the terrorists are having these days. It's worrisome, because I remember in 2014, 2015, anytime there is a kidnap attack like this, security experts had to labor to find which of the terrorist factions did this. All right. But these days, not only would they announce that they're the one that did it, they will also make videos showing their faces. Look at the gruesome killing of that mathematics teacher. All right, gruesome killing, and they're showing their faces. All right, the video of the made by the principal and the other teacher that was carrying a 2-year-old baby. You could hear
The
from
baby's
the
not even
net.
up to it.
It was well scripted. That somebody is counting 1, 2, 3, go. Well scripted. That the audacity, and now they don't want to negotiate with their family because they know they are peasants. They can't. The families cannot give them. They can't afford the kind of
so they
money
want to go for
they
state
will ask for.
governments.
They are going for the state government. You understand? And until we find a means of cutting ransom payment in Nigeria, kidnapping as a business, because it's a business, it's a blossoming business, will not stop. Don't forget that there is a law that has been enacted during Buhari regime that kidnapping, payment of ransom is a crime.
It's a crime.
All right, 15 years imprisonment without the alternative of fine is the penalty for paying ransom. But governments are paying. Federal government is paying. State governors are paying. Communities are paying.
Doctor,
nobody has been arrested for that.
Doctor, when such law is being made, let us be empathetic also, or sympathetic to the plight of these people. When you have family members kidnapped, when you have breadwinners, don't you think they will definitely want to pay the ransom just for the release of their family members?
No, you can't blame the people for paying ransom. There was a case of two students that were abducted in Jos. It was so bad that I had to, bring it online on the Facebook, on social medias for people, and everybody was contributing, before those students were released. You can't blame them. It's the fault of the government, because one of the main responsibility of a government is to secure the lives and properties of the citizen. If you fail in that, your government has failed. If it were to be some other nations, the presidents, the governors will have resigned. They will have to go.
We don't see that happening in this climate.
It will not happen here. They have failed us. Look at what happened. 45 people now, because one was killed. 45 people are in the bush. The president was in Lagos over the weekend. You understand? For primary election. What stopped him from just, getting down to your state and they sympathize with the governor? What stopped him? What do we see them doing? They've started their dancing, they're singing, they're campaigning over the lives of people. Bloods are being shared on a daily basis. They are campaigning, they are dancing. Does it tell you that we have government that is sympathetic of the plight of the people? No. Our image as a nation, all over the world is terrible. Anywhere Nigerian is, they see you as a terrorist. They see you as a bandit. They see you as a robber. China does not want to see Nigerian. UAE hates Nigeria. They said they hate Nigerian. South Africa, they're killing Nigerians, say go back home. Even Ghana is saying Nigeria must go. We don't want to. Why? Because our image is taunted. Our image is terrible. The government has not delivered what they promised. All right? The government that promised electricity spent billions of naira to install, solar power in Aso Rock. What is that saying to us? You promised electricity, you are installing solar power in Aso Rock, the seat of power. Recently, the Minister of Power was seen, with power bank with his phone. Minister of Power. Not too long ago, we saw the Minister of Education taking photographs with his son that graduated in a university abroad. Minister of Education. All right. About 2 months ago, the son of president, was seen graduating from the university abroad. And you promised us good education. When they have a headache, we know they fly out. You promised us health. Nigeria should think. We should think. I think by now, if we are really thinking, if we really care for this nation, Nobody should attend their campaign again.
Are you saying Nigerians are too relaxed at this point?
We're too relaxed, you know. It's like poverty is shaping us to a place that we don't have shame. We don't have a passion, you know, for lives again. On a daily basis, what do you hear? Kidnap, killings. It becomes a norm in Nigeria. 2 weeks ago, the whole of Germany, you know, came to a standstill. What happened? A drunk driver just drove into a shopping mall and killed two persons. The whole of Germany, all right, stood at a standstill. And I was wondering, watching it on CNN, on BBC, that in my country, my beloved country, we just hear 30 people have been killed today, and life continues. You know, nobody see it as something that is crucial again, and yet the whole nation is mourning, all right, because of just, you know, two people. They believe that two souls are more important to be killed that way. You understand? Nigeria is something else.
All right, Doctor, we have some stakeholders, you know, who are really angry with the current situation, and they are saying, you know what, don't even pay ransom anymore.
Yeah.
Don't pay ransom.
Yeah.
Don't even try to rescue the abductees anymore. We will compensate their families rightly. I mean, taking a cue from Borno State governor now, what do you make of such, you know, action if eventually it is adopted?
Kidnapping has become a multi-billion dollars, you know, business. There is no such business that just at one transaction you will make 100 million gains. There is no such transaction. And so you have powerful people, influential people, you know, in the politics, people even in the government, in the military, in the police, that are financiers, that are sponsors of kidnapping in Nigeria. And I said at that time, until we find a means of cutting off ransom payment in kidnapping, that business will not collapse. All right? It's a tough decision that the governor of Borno State is taking. And I don't blame the man, because for so long, the Borno State government have been paying. And the more you pay, the more they demand. The more, you know, people are kidnapped. And it has come to a point that, no, I'm not paying ransom again. I'm not paying ransom. You have kidnapped my people. All right, the police and the military join task what they are after you. Kill everybody. Kill the kidnappers. Kill their abductee. I use the money that is supposed to be used for payment of ransom. I give it to their families. I tell you, if every state, it's like I said, it's a tough decision.
It sounds inhumane.
You know, yes, it sounds inhumane. Thank you. But that is the solution. If the government of Nigeria will not do anything, because I believe that the government of Nigeria, you know, the presidency, they know the people that are behind this. If they are not going to, you know, take action, then let every governor stop paying ransom. Because if they kill everybody and the money is used, you know, to settle their families, there's no amount that is enough to settle human lives anyway. But those kidnappers will stop operating in that vicinity. They will move to another place. If in another place that they get to, there's no payment, before you know it, they will leave Nigeria. They will leave Nigeria.
It becomes a movement before they eventually leave Nigeria.
Well, what we're having now is a movement.
Yes.
The dislodgement of terrorists from the northwest. That's what we are seeing. It was coming gradually. That's why I said that the government of the southwest, they are not proactive enough. It came from the northeast. It moved to the northwest, from northwest to north central, from north central to Kwara State. When it got to Kwara State, I believe that every state governor should have brazen up that this thing is coming here. And from Kwara, you know, what's next stop? Oyo State. Because the government reserve area, you know, forest moved from Kwara to Oyo State. But nothing was done. Where are the forest guards that the president, you know, said every state governor should start recruiting? If the forest guards gather here, are there, they will be combing the area. There are no forest guards. There are no forest guards, you know. So I believe that the best way to stop kidnapping as it is in Nigeria is to find a means of cutting off ransom payment. All right? It shouldn't come to a point wherein we will allow, innocent people to be killed just like that, because there are some other ways. Nigerian money, all right, is numbered. Is numbered. Terrorists will not take check. Terrorists will not take, bank transfer. Terrorists take cash. Every naira is numbered. If indeed the federal government or the state government or the security people wants to know who takes the money, it's just to know the numbers of the monies that was given to the terrorists, and then find a way of tracking it down. Who pays of those money in the bank? Who used to buy anything? Yes. And when you arrest somebody, you lead to somebody, before you know it, we'll get to know the route. This thing is not a rocket science.
In fact, Doctor, that brings me to to the issue of technology now.
Yeah.
When we have seen instances where these terrorists make videos.
Yeah.
They show their faces.
Oh yes.
And you say you cannot track down these people. We have also seen instances where people talk down on the government, and the next thing you hear, they have been tracked down. They have been arrested. They have been locked up.
That's right.
What makes people speaking against the government better than the terrorists who can also be tracked but have not been
let me just chip this in. From the Orire terrorist attack, 6 people have been apprehended, and 6 of them, were tracked on the phone, that they were part of the informants. But what about the terrorists that use a phone to call the families and they are transacting on ransom? You understand? We know that the government know the right thing to do. They are not just doing
right thing. Why? What is holding them back?
Because they are part of the. Take for instance, one of the kidnappers were apprehended, and he was asked, "How many transactions have you been involved in? Kidnapping transactions." He said about 10, and he said, "How much have you gotten?" And he said the list of those transactions, it's 30 million naira. He said some 100 million, some 50. The list is 30 million. And they were looking at him. And he said, "I know what you are trying to say. You are looking at me and saying,
where's 30 million?
Do I look like somebody who has made that million?" He said, "No, I'm just an errand boy." He said, "The money given to us, we must not touch it. We have to give it to our sponsors. And they're the one that will give us stipends." Those guys are not the real terrorists. They're not the real kidnappers. The kidnappers are in the government. They're in the military. They're in the police. And so that's what makes it difficult for the government to track them down, because you cannot prevent what you permit. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Doctor, when we talk about, not paying ransom, not negotiating with these terrorists, so they can eventually, when money doesn't flow, they can eventually leave Nigeria.
They will leave if money is not flowing.
Doctor, let's also not forget there's a program by the federal government, the radicalization of these terrorists. So now, when we are not paying them, you are apprehending them, you are saying you are de-radicalizing them to reintegrate them back into the society. Now, don't you think they will still go back to that same crime, leaving them in Nigeria still?
That program is a sham. That program is one of the biggest error, in form of a policy that any government will do. There are rules of engagement when it comes to fighting kidnappers and terrorists. Take them out. You can't de-radicalize a terrorist. Once a terrorist is always a terrorist. 2 weeks ago, we had, that one of the so-called repentant terrorists that was brought in and de-radicalized and, put back in the army, left with his weapons, where to join his group again. And now he has, better information about Nigerian army for them to operate on. That program is a sham. The people displaced, from their homes that are taken to IDPs, visit IDPs and see the condition of living of those people. It's nothing to write home about. Now you are using the money that is supposed to be used to take care of the people that the terrorists, killed their loved ones to train, as in the name of radicalizing terrorists. You don't radicalize terrorists. You take them out. The federal government knows, the military knows, the police knows that that is the rule of engagement. So that program is a sham.
When we will speak, like when the federal government will speak, they will say, probably this is like an attack on the, let's say, the party in power to convince the people about probably re-election or something. What do you think about this? Do you think this is like a political attack on maybe like the government, maybe the federal government or the state government?
Yes, you cannot rule that out. In Nigeria, we play politics with everything, and quite unfortunate, people play politics with human lives, and human life should be so sacred that in your playing of politics, you should not involve human lives at all. But we play politics with human. You cannot rule that out. But the question is, for the past 5 years now, there have been independent investigators. There has been corporate body investigations. There have been nations also. There are forwarded names of financiers, godfathers of terrorism and kidnappings in Nigeria to the federal government. They did it. UAE, gave about 20-something names to the former president, that these are the people that we have tracked down. They apprehended some guys in UAE, and those guys confessed that, we send dollars to so person in Nigeria and for onward delivery to the bandits, and they sent the names to the federal government. Nothing was done. There was a time that the locals in community in Borno State, for a long time, an helicopter has been coming, and when it comes landed, it drops medicines, food, water, weapons, and the terrorists come and take it. So on this occasion, the youths, they said, no, we are not going to allow. So they impounded the helicopter, all right, that the government will know, at least we will know who is the owner of this helicopter, and by that you will know who is responsible. At the end of the day, nothing was done. The helicopter was traced to, a former military, general, and nothing was done. Recently, there has been about 33 names that has been forwarded to President Buhari as the financier. They are in social media, forwarded to President Buhari that these are the financiers. Nothing was done. We have governments that they're fighting, insurgencies on their lips, but their body language is different. They're not ready to step on toes, of people involved because of their political agenda. So if the opponent use this same political whatever against them, then because we are the one that is not willing to use our political will against people that are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria.
All right, Doctor, still talking about politics and human life. We'll be right back. And then when we return, we'll delve further into that. Please stay with us. We have a commercial break.
Home. It's shared moments lived in the now.
Home. It's when concussion rice comes to the rescue when your homies arrive for sports night or girls hangout.
Home is the moments we live and what's in the pots. After all, what's home without food? That's why we say, let's go home.
There's food at home.
Welcome back. It's the AM120. We're in conversation with Dr. Adekunle Okunola, security expert.
All right. Before we went on that break, Doctor, we're talking about politics and, talking of politicians, playing with human lives. Let's look at a few weeks ago when the Senate president, made a statement and he said, this insecurity will end after 2027 politics. Now, what do you make of such statements? When it was, in fact, when I read it, I also personally was not, happy with such statements. And of course, it sparked a lot of reaction from different quarters, people talking about how insensitive that statement was. But do you really think we will have a reduction or a drastic reduction in this surge insecurity, issue of insecurity
from
after
past,
2027
yeah,
elections?
from past experiences, there's going to be a reduction immediately election starts. You understand? From past experiences, even right from campaign, because the politicians will go to all these local governments, all these communities. The other time we were waiting that, okay, by the time the politicians go to all these communities, the kidnappers, the bandits, we attack. There was not a single attack.
So that means like
the big boys are in town. When the big boys are in town, the island boys keep quiet. That's what they suggest to us. You understand? So there is going to be a reduction when campaigning and election starts. And two reasons for that. Maybe because the financiers, the sponsors are around, or they have been settled. The bandits have been settled not to disturb. Because if it is not so, then we should see some of these big politicians, abducted during campaigning. All right. Then what the Senate president said is a very insensitive statement. And they've been saying the politicians have been making such lousy statements, and Nigerians are not really doing anything about it. There was a time he said he thought his microphone was off, and he was saying somebody asked, let the people breathe, and he said, what people? As long as we are breathing. And he did not know that the microphone was not off, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. We have a recognized intermediary between the government and the terrorists in the person of Sheikh Gumi. He's been making some lousy statements, and nothing is done. Recently, he said the kidnappers, they're our brothers. We cannot send them away. We have to live with them. And he was comparing the kidnappers to the IPOB. He said IPOB, they kill the military, the police. He said, but kidnappers, they abduct children. And when they abduct children, they only get money. It's a business. He said, which one is worse, IPOB and kidnappers? And in a sane, nation, that person will be picked up immediately. But nothing happened. It was here in Nigeria that a assistant commissioner of police, who has been strongly, condemning terrorism in Katsina State, was killed, gruesomely killed in his office. And the head of the bandits removed his uniform and put it on with the stains of the blood.
Saw what happened with the general.
And the government of Katsina State called for a peaceful meeting. And what an audacity. The leader of the bandits put on the uniform of the slain commissioner, to attend the meeting. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. They are in control. They are in charge. All right? And that's what I strongly believe what retired Major General Danjuma says. He said, if you are trusting the government for your safety, he said, in Nigeria, you are only deceiving yourself.
All right, Doctor, we have to come back to Riri now before we talk about, trusting the government and, of course, what should the people do? Florence.
Yeah, so what's your analysis on, the reaction of the response of the Oyo State government to this abduction?
In the first place, the response was prompt, very prompt. The attack happened on the 15th. On the 16th, the Inspector General of Police of Nigeria was on ground. Tunde was on ground, and he was in Orire, and he communicated with the people in the language you understand, and assured them that their children, their family members are going to return to them, and he asked that the Nigerians should pray for the military. So the response was prompt, and the governor of Oyo State, was proactive in response, to that. So the response has been good, and you understand that when the rescue team, the Joint Task Force, went after the terrorists, there was exchange of of guns, and at the end of the day, some of our military were taken out. I think one died and a lot in the hospital because they discovered that the terrorists or the kidnappers don't just use AK-47. They have improvised explosive devices, IEDs, DS, that they used against them. And that slowed down the rescue mission. But they are back there now. All right. I think the response was good enough.
All right, Doctor, as we begin to wind down on this segment this morning, I just want you to give us a mental picture of what survival is like for those children, for the abductees in the bush at the national park. We've heard a lot of people talking about it's been raining for the past few days. The weather. We have a 1 year, 3-month-old baby there, a 2-year-old, 4, 5, 7, and young children.
Yeah.
We have teachers
who
left home
Yeah.
for daily bread to impact in children. What's the survival like? You just give us a mental picture of what it looks like.
You can only imagine. You can only imagine. You cannot appreciate the need for light. Unless you have been in the dark. You can only imagine. Like you said, you have babies there. 1 year, 3 months old, 2 years old,
2-year-old.
in that dungeon, and they are not mobilized. All right, they are moving, from place to place. Sometimes 2 hours trekking, 3 hours trekking. What do they eat? What do they drink? All right, it's not as if they just let them. They're torturing them. They are, the trauma. You have women there. They're probably on their monthly period. How do they cope? And things like that. It's more than a week now. It's becoming very, very.
Today makes it the 10th day.
10 days. It's becoming very, very. The survivor rates of everybody is coming very, very slim. We don't even know whether some are dead. We're not sure because we're not getting any report. But it's becoming very slim. The survival rate is becoming very slim, especially for those children. For women, they're very, very slim. And even after, we're trusting God they're going to be released, even after that, some of them will have to live with that trauma for the rest of their lives.
What can people do?
The people, what people see, people must say. That is what we can do. What people see, people must say. Some people say that, people have lost a trust in the police. But there's nothing we can do. When you see anything strange around you, inform the police. Inform the police. That's what people can do. But everything is hanging on the shoulder of Nigeria. That was the time I was talking on a program. I said, the rate at which we have, non-indigenous doing Okada business in Oyo State, we should be very careful. Because I don't think that all these Okada riders are registered with the government. And we've seen cases. It happened sometimes ago in Ojo, where a trailer was coming and it was apprehended at Ojo, and it was filled up with motorcycles and some Fulani guys. All right, we didn't know what happened to them. There must be a mission. Who is buying these Okada for them? They are not cheap like that. Who is buying it for them? To what end? It's just to know the terrain of our community because of the terror they want to unleash.
All right, we'll have to anchor here. Thank you so much, Dr. Adekunle Okunla,
Thank you.
a security expert who's been talking to us about the incident at Oriri and Idi Ayure abductions. Thank you so much, Doctor. It's been a pleasure. Also giving us a mental picture, of what the victims are currently going through. We can just say it is unfortunate, and we hope, they will be released anytime from now. We'll be right back after this sport update with Victor. Please stay with us.